Shut up. Hey guys, Lord Wolf 99 back again with another video. And tonight we have a bit of a special one. We are starting a new series on the channel called Brainless Believers Podcast. And with me I have a special kind of snowflake named Adam.
Snowflake. Hi guys, how you all doing?
You can ignore anything he says if you want.
Oh god.
We don't know if this is going to be a weekly series, guys, but we are going to try and keep it, maintain it within my existing schedule, and we'll be uploading this on Saturdays. And yeah, tell the good people what we'll be doing in this series.
So we're going to be talking about all things. Me and Tommy are like massive geeks when it comes to like the supernatural and all these different things. So we thought, well, do you know what? Let's make a podcast about it because there's nothing that people want more than listening to us for about an hour every week. And we just, we thought we chat so much. Like if you've been watching the Lunar Legends, we talk so much and then we go on like tangents. So naturally, it just felt normal for us to make a podcast away from Lunar Legends. So we'll still carry on with the Lunar Legends, which basically is a series that obviously Tommy does that I've been in 99% of the videos. But we also thought about, we'll discuss things that we haven't experienced, but we'll discuss things that other people have experienced, put our expert analysis and knowledge onto things. And then today, we've got one that I think you know more than me about in terms of the whole supernatural stuff. Not the story.
I was going to say. I was going to say, dropping me in it there.
Yeah, I'd love for you to have to improv the story.
So basically, guys, the title of this video is Brainless Believers Podcast and Frank Edition.
It's not Anne Frank Edition. Let's put it out
not?
there.
I thought you said it was Anne Frank.
No, right. So it's a different girl called Anneliese Michel. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's how
I got the Anne right then.
Well, yeah, you did. But so this was a story that really fucking shocked me. You're a massive fan of horror films. Do you know The Exorcism of Emily Rose? Have you heard of that?
I think I've got it in DVD.
Yeah, well, that is what was inspired by this story, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the only one. There's been loads that have been inspired by it, but it's a really fucking shocking story, and I just feel like it just seems like a really good place to start because it's one that obviously when we're talking about demons and stuff like that, it's quite scary. And I've realised that anyone who watches this, do you know on YouTube, when they watch demon videos, they're like, I don't want any of this negative bad energy.
Bring it on. Give it here.
Go to him. Don't come to go to him. So Tommy's never heard of this story, but he is certainly, I feel like he is the go-to guy. He sees ghosts, he loves them, he loves all things demons and shit like that. I, on the other hand, I'm fucking petrified by it. Don't believe it. I'm a skeptic. But if it is real, fuck that. Yeah. Shall I just start off with a story, or actually no? I want to hear from your point of view. What ghostly things have happened with you? Because you've had a fucked up time with ghosts.
Well, I don't know. When I lived with my mum and dad, there was ghosts in that house. So there was an old woman that lived there just before us, and she died in the house. And she used to basically stand on the landing at the top of the stairs, and she was creepy sometimes. She was normal most of the time, she wouldn't do anything, but then every now and then you would feel like she was trying to push you down the stairs a bit. Yeah. It's batshit crazy, but and then there was a little girl in my mum and dad's house as well. She was the first one I saw when I was about 8, and she had long black hair, and she wore this old white nightgown type thing. Is the best way I can describe it, guys. And she'd stand like our stairs would be like here. You can see me, so here, and then you get to the bottom of the stairs. There's like the front door here, so stairs, door, and then like corridor. Um, Used to be a corridor, but we knocked the wall down and then it's open. But she'd stand like here, so like not at the bottom of the stairs, but next to the stairs. And she'd like literally like if you've ever seen like the Ring, the girl from the Ring, she looked like that. Like she'd just stand like sort of hunched over with her hair covering her face, so you couldn't see her face, and that was always creepy. Like that freaked me out. And yeah, like I've seen loads of things. Like Sophie's mum and dad's house, I've seen somebody standing in the kitchen. Like when we used to just stay there on our own, we used to sort of like camp out in the living room quite a lot. And Sophie usually goes to sleep before me. And I literally, I remember I caught out the corner of my eye like a silhouette just standing there. And it just stood there like all night and it proper had me on edge. And then like the place we are now, there's again a silhouette at the bottom of the stairs and sometimes at the top of the stairs. It sort of like walks up and down. And I'm not the only one that sees that. The cats that we've got see that as well. Like,
That's the bit that freaked me out. Like
mm,
we were gaming. I remember we were gaming one night because I don't, like I said at the beginning, I don't believe in this nonsense, right? But we was on like Call of Duty or something, and it was like 1 in the morning or whatever,
mm.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember we was playing, and he was like, all of a sudden like we was chill and everything. We was playing Call of Duty, picking up some wins on Warzone and whatnot. And then you all of a sudden like went like really quiet, and I was like, "Hey, are you there? Are you there?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's happening again." And I was like, "What? Like what's happening?" And it was like, "Yeah, they can see it." And I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I was like, FaceTime me, because I don't believe this shit. And
Mm.
literally, was it Echo or Bell? Oh, it was both of them, right?
Echo.
Echo,
Echo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was literally staring. And do you know, like cats like obviously do cat things, but was like dead on, just staring at like the bottom of the stairs. And like I got Tommy to show me everything because I was obviously trying to come up with a logical explanation, and I still think maybe there was like a little bit of a shadow or like a reflection from something. Yeah, it was very weird what went on. But these things follow you around, and I'm so glad I've not been gifted with the being able to see them. I prefer to live life not seeing them.
See, it's not just in buildings either. Like I've had weird encounters other places. Like I used to have a moped, and I remember once I was riding home, and I swear to God, like I hit my brakes because I swore like a kid ran across the road in front of me, and then like when I looked back, like there's nothing there. It's like it's just weird little things that happen.
And we was on a bus as well. I remember one time we was on a bus, and this was both when we lived nearby each other. We
Mm,
went on a bus into the city centre, and on our way there, we went. There's like the university area, and you turn around and was like, "There's a girl there." Just like people are walking by, and
mm.
I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's a ghost." And I was genuinely like, "What? No, that's weird." Like, so it's very kind of, I don't know. It's up for interpretation. It'll be one of those questions that is never unless you've seen a ghost, you don't really believe in them, or you don't truly, you don't understand it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I want to keep it that way. Um,
Until
in
we do
terms
a
of
Ouija board.
demons, yeah, he's forcing me to do a Ouija. In terms of demons and the devil and stuff like that, do you believe? Because you're not a religious person,
No,
which would therefore mean that you shouldn't believe in demons and that lot, right? Because if you don't believe in God, surely you don't believe in the other stuff.
it's a weird one. Like I believe in ghosts because I've seen them, but demons, I don't know. I'm a bit iffy on because I don't know. It. I've never like had a personal experience with anything like that. So it's one of them where until you do, I feel like you're not gonna believe it. And But I don't know. There was always that video when we were like 16 that I saw, and
Oh
like
God, yeah.
I I felt something. Like it was like these random people playing with a Ouija board, and then like this girl had like a weird violent reaction to it, and like I genuinely felt something. Like I can't explain it. It was just like a weird feeling and a weird sensation, but I felt it. And that's like the closest I've ever come to anything like that. But I would love to do a Ouija board one day. Like, and you know, you're getting dragged into it whether you like it or not. So
Yeah. I love the idea that Sophie doesn't know anything about this. She's laid in bed, and then like we're doing a Ouija board downstairs, and we're like, "No, what happened?" We go upstairs, and she's speaking fucking Latin whilst on the ceiling with her neck turned 180 degrees.
yeah,
But yeah,
I'm going to offer you as a sacrifice.
Don't be offering me as a sacrifice. Offer something else, man. Do you know what I mean? Your YouTube channel or whatever. I don't know. Offer one of your subscribers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, you know, those kind of experiences, because those have happened to me when I've watched YouTube or when I've watched ghost videos or demon videos, I get a weird sensation, right? I just think that is my mind going, you don't like this, Adam. Turn this shit off. As opposed to actually something happening supernaturally, right?
Yeah.
Because it's that science is overall the god in terms of what we know, and it's like plain and simple to see. When you turn the lights out, when you're downstairs and you have to go upstairs and you turn the lights out and you're in pitch black, all of a sudden you feel like there's something behind you, because that's just how fucked up your brain is. You know, when you're home alone, all of a sudden your house seems to creak a hell of a lot more than what it does when there's other people in your house. You know what I mean? Everything freaks you out when you're on your own in the dark, as opposed to when there's 3 or 4 people in your house and it's, you know, bright sunshine outside. But this is one thing that freaked me out. And this was a story that this great channel called BuzzFeed Unsolved, right? And yeah, I mean,
I'm glad you had it unsolved there.
Yeah. They're now called Watcher. They've broke away from BuzzFeed.
Thank God.
Subscribe to them now. But they did a story. They was telling us the story of this girl called Anneliese Michel. And she's a young German girl.
Anne Frank.
No, Anne Frank was not German.
She lived in Germany.
No, she didn't.
I thought she did. I know she lived in Poland.
No.
Was it Poland?
No, Holland, right?
Fucking
Amsterdam. Anyway, it's not Anne Frank, so why would you
You said Anne!
Just because it's a female who lives in Europe does not mean
and her name's Anne.
Frank, right?
And it's around the same time, isn't it?
German girl. Right.
Is it around World War II?
So, this was in the 60s.
See, there you go.
So, she grew up and she was massively Catholic.
You sure she wasn't Jewish?
No, she was Catholic.
Right.
In Bavaria, West Germany, in the 1960s, right? She attended Mass twice a week. What's Mass? I don't know what that is.
It's some church thing, in it, on Sunday.
Some church thing. I'm looking out right now of my window, and there is a huge fucking church there. So I might have to, once I've read this, I'm going to have to go.
Want forgiveness? Get religion.
So she was just like any other girl in Bavaria, in Germany, Catholic,
Jewish,
really, you know, really well educated. She wasn't Jewish, and she just minded her own business, got good grades, all that stuff. And then at 16, the age where a lot of shit starts happening, people go through puberty, people have sex for the first time, people discover what love is, people discover what masturbation is, all these different things. Anneliese Michel discovered what a demon was. So she was at... What was 16 years old like for you, Tommy? How was it when you were 16?
I mean, it's just the way you did. No, it's the way you just said discovering masturbation at 16. I'm pretty sure if she discovered masturbation, it would have been a lot sooner, and she would have probably been taught not to.
This is in
because it's a sin.
1960s Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know what people do. I don't know. Now,
It was like burnt into their brains.
In 2021, people are masturbating from the age of 8, all right? But in 1960, I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
They were probably
back then.
bent over by the Catholic priest.
Oh my god.
Oh no, she's female, isn't she? So
these podcasts are not getting monetized at all. There goes any money we was going to make off this. Anyway,
I ain't got enough viewers or anything for that yet.
We'll
cross that regret in a few years.
As in this video is going to blow up widely.
I know. I've sat on 40 odd for years.
She's at school. Let me paint the picture. Anneliese Michel, Catholic girl, 16, at school, right? In a German school. Don't make any jokes. And all of a sudden she collapses.
Oh, I bet she does.
She collapses. She collapses, right? She gets up after collapsing.
She collapsed with a
and she's walking around really dazed, and she can't remember anything. She might have been spiked. Nothing came from it. So now she's 17. So if she hadn't discovered masturbation by then, she definitely has done now because, 17. A year later, Anneliese Michel experienced a similar occurrence where she woke up in a trance.
I love how you're just reading this on the internet.
She wet her bed.
You on Wikipedia by any chance?
I'm not on Wikipedia. I'm on a better source. She wet her bed at 17.
WikiLeaks.
Right? Did you wet your bed at 17?
No, definitely
Is
not.
that a normal thing to do? If your child was wetting the bed at 17, what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking, there's something weird going on here? There's something supernatural? Would you get rid of the kid? What?
Well, I'm planning on discerning him a lot sooner than that, but yeah. Yeah, I'd probably think there's something wrong with him.
Right, I say, so something wrong. She woke up and wet her bed. She'd also been convulsing, causing her body to shake.
Demons. She got caught with a boyfriend in her bedroom, and she was like, "It's a demon possessing me, mum."
Why is there a boyfriend in this?
I don't know, because she's not allowed one.
It didn't say she wet her bed. It just so happened there was a boy laid next to her. No, that's not part of the story.
Yeah, you said she wet her bed. You didn't say how. You didn't say it was piss. She might have just been excited.
Oh my god! I mean, 17 discovered masturbation. So anyway, enough of your fantasies about Anneliese Michel. So. Her parents thought, right, she's wet in her bed, she's convulsing, she's doing weird shit. We're going to take her to the hospital. Seems like a perfectly normal thing to do. And the hospital decided to give her to a neurologist who...
give her a lobotomy?
So they said that she's got this thing, a form of epilepsy.
Why are you laughing at that? Of everything we've been laughing at, that is the worst thing you could laugh at. That's tight, that, man. That's so tight.
This is because I was waiting for the pause for you to laugh.
I was holding it in.
Oh my god!
Oh no, you look worse than me.
What are we doing?
I can't wait for this to go.
Right, she's 17. She's got epilepsy, right? Or so people thought.
I didn't know that
so this form of epilepsy causes seizures, loss of memory, and hallucinations. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go then.
This could be interesting, but I think we've solved the problem, Tommy. I think we've
solved the case.
Mystery. Yeah.
Case closed. Where's our money? Holmes and Watson are back at it again.
So she started taking medication. All right.
Viagra?
And was enrolled in the University of... No, I doubt it. 1973, she went to uni. All right.
Right.
However, the drugs she was given failed to help her.
Oh, great. She was on a drug called LSD.
And basically, as the year started, have you noticed? I'm trying to keep this podcast on tracks.
Ever so slightly.
Right. So she's on drugs. Basically, long story short, she's on drugs. They're not working, and she is deteriorating even worse. All right. So these drugs have basically made the matters worse. Okay. What? Okay, this is a big jump to make. Right, are you ready? As the year progressed, her condition began to deteriorate. Though she was taking her medication, Anneliese began to believe that she was possessed by a demon. What? What? Why would you make that jump? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a cough. Sorry, school, I'm not coming in today. It's a cold. No, I'm possessed by a demon. Like, it's a big jump. But obviously, clearly, does this girl this had reason, right? Surely.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like she's repressing a lot of memory from those Catholic priests.
Maybe. I mean, this is an interesting question, and this is a serious question to you, to Mr. Tommy.
All right, go on.
Do you think, like, if you are a devout, hardcore religious person, do you think that played any part? Because if you was I was about to say a normal person, that's not right.
Of course.
If you were an atheist or someone who don't believe in this stuff, you wouldn't make that leap, right?
No, you wouldn't. No.
So do you think the fact that she was a Catholic had made matters a hell of a lot worse?
Most likely, yeah. To be fair.
is that on the comment?
Yeah, most likely, yeah. Carry on with the story.
Okay, right. So she demanded her parents find a solution outside of medicine. Okay. So here's when it gets a little bit spicy. So she began to see the face of the devil wherever she went.
You know what this is? Let me just pause you right there. You know what this is? This is the story of Jesus all over again. This is Mary pretending like she didn't have an affair. This is Anneliese getting knocked up and being like, oh no, I'm possessed. Oh no, I see demons, mummy.
So you're saying me. All this time, Anneliese Michel was pregnant. She got pregnant, and then she thought, shit. The dad legged it, thought, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and then she started calling him the devil.
I can't get an abortion because we're Catholic. I'm just going to say it's the devil's baby.
See, it's all connecting. It's all adding up now.
Maybe.
She was a dirty little liar. She was a liar.
Oh my god. We are offending so many people right now.
Listen, guys, just a little bit of a segue midway through this video. If you're offended, fuck off. I don't monetize these videos or anything like that. There is a hobby. If you're offended, go do one, you little snowflake.
I mean, that story of Mary, whilst we're on that point, please give me the explanation of that, right? Because the way that I understand it is...
She fucked someone called Gabriel.
From a star, right?
A star? Yeah, an angel. Basically, she fucked a man named Gabriel, and then Joseph found out, and she was like, Gabriel was an angel. He put the baby in me, and empty guts. And Joseph, being from back then, was backwards as fuck, had no education, and he was just like, yeah, Mary, yeah, I think I believe you. I'm going to hear praise the Son of God.
First of all,
he was a hillbilly.
Why in Nazareth, in Bethlehem or whatever, why is the fucking someone from South Texas? what's a red
Joseph's a hillbilly, okay? Joseph was a hillbilly with no brain, and he was just like, yeah, you know what, Mary, I agree. Like, let's raise this kid that's not mine. It'd make a great Joseph fucking episode,
back to the story. It would.
Can you imagine Jeremy Kyle back then?
Oh, how much shit would go down? Like, if Mary and Joseph divorced, like, who gets custody of Jesus?
You know what, though? It'd be so good, like, you could go on it, right? And say the man fails the like lie detector test or whatever, he could just be like, everybody's like booing him and everything, and he could just be like, "She's a witch! She messed with the results!" And they'd be like, "Witch! Kill the witch!"
Yeah. Because whatever back in the day, whatever the man said was right, yeah?
Exactly.
So, anyway, so the reason why she thought she was possessed by this demon is because she started seeing the faces of the demons, right?
How did you know they were demons then? They might have just been like magical creatures that we've never seen before.
Maybe, that's true.
Like, so LSD.
She said that she had voices saying she's going to rot in hell and be damned.
That was a mother through the walls.
She concluded.
It was a mother just slowly like knocking on the wall while she was in bed and whispering.
They didn't have the NHS, so no. All these medical bills were stacking up.
Literally, and her mum was getting pissed off with her. Oh god! Carry on.
Right. So they said, rather than going back to the hospital and saying, these tablets that you give me are not working, can I have something else? They decided to go with a priest.
Oh god! They found the same one that had touched her when she was a kid, and she was like, "No!" And then he was like, "Yeah, she's possessed."
Yeah, well, that's what she wanted. She decided that she wanted an exorcist,
right,
or an exorcism, She wanted an exorcism, basically,
right.
And the people turned around and said, "Absolutely not. You need a bishop for that."
No. What you need is Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's what you need.
Well, actually, I mean, we definitely on this podcast will be discussing Ed and Lorraine Warren. They are going to pop up so many fucking times because there's actually a lot of people who believe that they were corrupt and that they weren't actually very good. But
yeah, they were the ones inviting the demons.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Just simply because of the films, I feel safe whenever Ed and Lorraine are on the film. I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what's going to happen here. Anyway, so they turned around and said no, because when you see one of a young girl saying that she's possessed and losing weight and all these different random shit, you turn around and go, actually no, there's so many different stages we need to go through. I still don't understand that. About the fact that they need to go really high up to do an exorcist.
Because you don't want to do an exorcist if there's no demons or poltergeist or whatever, because then it might damage her. We don't know how this shit works, this science magic of churchgoers.
Well, we will find out. We will find out about potentially possessions.
We will when we do the Ouija board and you're possessed.
You are the doctor right now, right?
What are you
saying? You are in control. What is your thing right now? Are you saying have a possession? Are you saying here's some drugs, here's some medical stuff? What are you saying right now that is happening with her?
No, because that sounds
based upon the evidence I have given you.
Our minds are so fucked. You can't be careful.
Your mind. Right.
I don't know. Just exercise the bitch. Get her on a treadmill. Get her exercise.
Right. So, unfortunately, they didn't recommend the treadmill treatment.
Shame.
Okay. Actually, no, this is the end.
What? It turns out they did actually recommend the treadmill.
She began to perform 400 squats a day.
I told you!
So she did a bit of exercise. Wow. But
I'm smart.
It didn't work. She used to crawl on the treadmill and bark like a dog. For 2 days straight, she ate spiders and coal, bit the head off a bird.
Right, can we just appreciate... This just sounds like a fetish at this point. This just sounds like what she was... No, right, listen. That just sounds like what she's into. Like... And because it wasn't normal back then, well, it's not necessarily normal now, but because it wasn't normal or accepted back then, they were like, the bitch is possessed.
Yeah, but Tommy, in order for this to be a fetish, you need somebody else. She's doing this on her own, with her mum and dad watching her.
Exactly, that might be part of the fetish.
Oh my God.
And if they're going along with it, they might be in on the fetish. They might be voyeurs.
So... her and her mother finally found a priest.
Oh, great.
And the priest said,
Let's
this doesn't
exercise
look
this
like...
bitch.
This priest turned around and said, this doesn't look like epilepsy. This priest is really fucking good.
This doesn't
Well
look
done.
like Ethan. We will proceed.
Right.
Carry on, you're the storyteller here. I'm just here for entertainment purposes.
Anyway, approved. There was an approval from the local priest to a permission to perform an exorcism, but that it be carried out in secret.
Ooh. Yeah, this does sound fetishy. I'm sorry, but it really does. Let's carry it out in secret, our big little gangbang, where nobody can see us. You may continue.
Oh.
What? You cut out there.
So it says here, blah, 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 blah. They would start saying random stuff, to get rid of the demons and whatnot. Basically, it's telling us how a possession works. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Over the next 10 months, following the bishop's approval of Anneliese's exorcism, they conducted, guess how many exorcisms she had?
I'm going to guess 12.
12, right? 12 seems like a hell of a lot.
It does.
Yeah. If you haven't got the demon out by 12, then...
then there's no hope.
67!
Yeah, that bitch is gone.
7
Yeah, we need to just give up at this point.
Lasting up to 4 hours each.
I don't know.
Are you ready for this?
Is the priest getting paid for these?
Probably.
Right.
Probably.
Well, he fucking
I don't know what you're hinting at.
No, I'm not hinting at anything. I'm just saying he's getting paid. If I'm doing 67 4-hour sessions,
so,
I want to get paid.
Anneliese believed that she was possessed by 6 different demons. And when asked during one of these possession episodes and exorcisms, they asked who demons were in her. She turned around and said, Lucifer, Cain, Judas, Nero, some German name, Fleischmann, who apparently in brackets he says a disgraced priest, and guess who was the final one? Say it, I know you want to say it.
Is it Hitler?
Yes.
Did he think she was Anne Frank by any chance?
What, made the same mistake you did?
Yeah. Do you think he made that mistake and he was like, I'm coming back for revenge?
So, a lot of people have noted out here that Lucifer and Judas are the same person. So why would they name... And when I was watching the episode
Lucifer and Judas? Lucifer's the devil. Judas is that fucking dickhead who betrayed Jesus.
Yeah, who's a devil now? A demon, yeah?
Yeah, what? A demon, not the devil.
Oh, right, well... Anyway, this BuzzFeed Unsolved person turned around and was like, well, she's clearly just run out of evil people to name. Like, I'm surprised she didn't name the bad person from Die Hard. And like,
well, Die Hard
Heath Ledger's
then.
Joker, not Jack Nicholson's. He was too cartoonish.
Well.
Oh, there is actually an audio tape of the possession.
Go on, get it up.
I don't fancy playing it.
Go on, get it up. No, get it up.
I do not fancy playing it.
Get it up.
You get it up. You get it up.
I'm looking at a map waiting for me takeaway.
Wow. I'm not getting it up.
Fran, what's it called?
Just put in
audio
tape.
Anne Frank. Audio tape. Right. It's in German. I'll translate for you guys.
No, she's not going to speak English, is she?
It's the month of the rosary. Yes, but only the fewest pray. Yeah.
Can we listen to her? I don't want to listen to you.
I'm just saying. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
If only the dumbasses had a clue. Because it... No, I will not say it. This is on for 10 minutes, you know. I'm not listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, we're not going to listen. Anyway, we
When
get
did
the
she
idea.
start talking about Hitler?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't...
In the churches. And in families. And above all, this shit thing. These are great subtitles. Yeah!
Anyway, right.
I will say no
on the
more.
audio there.
I wanted to hear her speak about Hitler.
Yeah, well, you can do that in your own time. We get the idea, right? There's a lot of growling. There's a lot of...
Wait.
What?
You keep talking. I think there's images online of this as well, which I'm going to show on screen.
Yeah, there is. There's images of this girl getting possessed.
Great. Well, I'm going to show them on screen, guys. So viewer discretion is holy shit is advised.
Yeah.
This is Anneliese Michel or Michel, and then that's her possessed.
Why is she Spanish all of a sudden? Anneliese Michel.
It's not coming up very clear. Can you see, guys? Look, she looks a bit weird there, but. This is a really sensitive subject matter, guys.
Yeah,
all the laughing is inappropriate.
Times she's been exercised.
You should all be ashamed of yourselves for laughing so much.
I'm telling you now, if you did 4 hours of exercise at all, you would look worse than that.
Fuck off, dickhead.
Never mind 4 hours a day, 64 times. Anyway, so you see the pictures and everything. So based upon that evidence, Tommy, what is your thinking right now? Is that epilepsy?
No, I told you what my theory is. She got pregnant and she wanted to cover it up, and then she had a fetish.
But that, I mean, that doesn't sound like a 17-year-old girl. No? Or does it? I'm asking your expert opinion.
Plenty of 17-year-old people have fetishes. Like, what?
No, I'm not about the fetishes.
Oh, right.
Let's get these fetishes away.
I found the priest. I found the priest.
Based upon the audio.
I mean, not to be funny or anything, but I definitely agree with my theory.
So you still think there is a little bit of something that Anneliese is not owning up to?
Yeah, 100%.
And she's come up with this story.
Or is she in a mental asylum?
Well, we'll get on to this story.
Oh God!
All right. Anyway.
Somebody's done like a weird picture of her ear, where she's like surrounded by people and they're missing their eyes. Look at that, guys! Isn't that interesting? I mean, you can't really see it properly.
Apparently, one of the voices says is from Judas, saying that the person who tries to speak the most is Hitler, but he has no real say in hell, and he's just got a big mouth. Yeah. Don't know why that was a bullet point on here.
Oh, fair.
So anyway, she would constantly try and pray. So much so that she would try and fight the demons off whilst praying, breaking bones and ripping tendons in her knees. After 10 months, Anneliese was frequently restrained so the priest could conduct exorcism rites. Oh,
I mean, fair.
She stopped eating,
right.
And she eventually died of malnutrition and dehydration on the 1st of July, 1976. She was 23 years old.
So she is
dead. The story ends there. Yeah.
Right.
You think the story, or is she?
Or is she? Or is she now the 6th member possessing people? Find out next week.
This made big news in Germany, right? A lot of people was freaking out about it.
Right.
And the courts in Germany picked up on it, and
Right.
they came after the parents and the 2 priests, and they
Great.
said, "What the hell's going on here? You've neglected to take medical advice." Right?
Like most
They
people
turned
these
around and said,
days.
They turned around and said, "We needed to perform an exorcism on her."
Hmm.
They got done. The 2 priests were found guilty of manslaughter, resulting
Wow.
from negligence. Were sentenced to 6 months in jail. What?
Well, no, well, it's only 6 months, isn't it?
6 months.
Well, no.
Anyway, that inspired the story of the exorcism of Emily Rose, which was set in America. It's a modern day adaptation. Yeah, all that weird stuff. And it won an MTV Movie Award. There we go. The best award. The best award.
Thanks.
Yeah, no Oscar, but an MTV award. So, based upon.
I mean, why would
what
it
the
get an
hell's going on?
award? It's a shit fucking horror movie.
Well, there we go. But that's what the story was based upon. Thoughts and feelings about that.
I still,
What is your theory?
what's your theory, Seth?
What?
This whore basically got pregnant.
Show her a picture. Show her a picture.
I'm not pulling the
really like
pictures
this
back up.
picture.
What?
So she basically got pregnant.
This
She,
is not.
she didn't get pregnant. She's saying that she went to the doctors and they were like, "Oh, you've got epilepsy." And then like she went to college and she was like, "Oh, I see shit." And then her mum and dad and everybody was like, "Oh my god, you're possessed!" And they did an exorcism on her, and like 5 people were speaking through her, including like Hitler, Judas.
What's she called? Anneliese.
Yeah, that woman.
What do you mean? What's my theory?
What's your theory? Is it real or is it bullshit or is it chip spice?
I don't understand demons and that type of thing, so I just don't get it. So I just don't get involved, really.
And I stand by the
If you
fact
want-
she's a whore.
If you want that insightful commentary to So there we go. That was a story.
That was a great story. You know, it had
It
so
was
many
quite good.
twists and turns. There was excitement. There was entertainment in this video. There was 5 less subscribers than when we started.
We've got the whole Vatican coming after us.
Yeah,
But do you know what? It was worth it for the 4 views we're going to get.
exactly. And they're all going to be me and Adam. So
Watching it back.
yeah.
That and the FBI. But
Well,
it's
yeah.
alright.
But yeah, I think that was quite a successful first episode of our new podcast series.
Let us know if there's anybody you want us to look at. Like I said, this is something that we really want to have a look. It doesn't just have to be demons or ghosts. It can be other things as well.
And please, calm your snowflake asses down. Everything said in the video is a joke. We don't actually believe some of the stuff we've said. That's how I said some. But if you're that offended, honestly, grow a pair, piss off. This is not a channel for you. And yeah, for all those that have stayed and have enjoyed the video, I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you will enjoy the series as it progresses. And I hope you're enjoying all the series and content that's going up on the channel at the moment, guys. As I say at the end of most videos these days, I'm putting a lot of effort into the channel at the moment, and there is a lot of content going up. I think we're at the point where there's literally about 10 or 11 videos a week now. And I'm actually keeping to a schedule for once, which is really, really good. Like, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I hope you guys are as well. And that is enough of me rambling. So with that being said, guys, we will see you in the next video. Brief
Yes,
moment
we
of
will.
silence for Adam to say something. With that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And we will see all you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Oh, look, my controller's almost dead.